Abandoned and forgotten, this starship was reborn as a galactic titan by a human. Its hull was scarred by countless battles, its paint long faded to dull gray. No human or alien had laid claim to it for centuries. It was a ghost among the stars, and yet it was alive in ways no one understood. Captain Elias Varn adjusted the controls of his small exploration vessel as it floated toward the derelict ship. He had seen many abandoned vessels in his life, but none like this. The size alone was staggering, longer than a city block, with towers and spires reaching like broken fingers into space. Sensors barely penetrated the hull, blocked by centuries of dust and energy shielding. Elias' heart raced. He had built his reputation on two things: curiosity and courage. The first allowed him to see opportunity where others saw danger. The second kept him alive when danger struck anyway. This ship was both a puzzle and a promise. Whoever had left it behind clearly feared it, or had lost it. He docked carefully, the small thrusters of his ship trembling under the weight of anticipation. The airlock creaked as it sealed behind him, and he stepped into the darkness of the derelict ship. His boots echoed against the empty corridors. Rusted panels hung from the walls, cables dangled like vines, and the faint hum of failing systems whispered secrets from a time long gone. "This place, it's incredible," Elias muttered to himself. He ran his hand over the console nearest to him, careful not to touch anything fragile. The console flickered weakly, a remnant of a once mighty control panel. Data ports blinked faintly, still alive after hundreds of years. Elias pulled out a small scanner from his belt. The device hummed and projected a holographic map of the ship. To his amazement, the starship wasn't as dead as it seemed. Some core systems were dormant but intact. Propulsion, weapons, even the life support modules showed faint traces of energy. Somewhere deep in the ship, the AI, if it still existed, was waiting. He followed the map down long corridors, past empty quarters and abandoned laboratories. The ship seemed to recognize him, guiding his scanner toward an enormous chamber at its center. There in the shadows, a massive console sat untouched. It pulsed faintly, a heartbeat of forgotten power. Elias approached slowly, a mixture of excitement and caution. "I wonder, are you awake?" he said softly. His fingers brushed the control panel. At first, nothing happened. Then slowly, lights flickered on, illuminating the room in a ghostly blue glow. Holographic symbols rose from the console, forming a language he could not immediately read. And then a voice spoke, deep, metallic, but undeniably conscious. "Who disturbs the silence?" Elias froze, his mind raced. He had expected systems to be alive, maybe emergency power, but not a voice. I'm Elias Varn," he said. "I'm an explorer, I mean no harm." The voice paused. "Explorer human." "That is unusual." There was a long pause, as if the AI was awakening from a long sleep. "I am the command system of this vessel. I am old, forgotten, abandoned. Why have you come?" "I found you drifting," Elias replied. "And I thought you might still work. You're enormous. I've never seen anything like you." There was silence again. Then the AI spoke, carefully, almost cautiously. I remember war. I remember betrayal. My creators left me here to die. I do not wish to be awakened." Elias studied the controls. "You're not dead," he said, "and neither am I. Maybe we can help each other. I don't know how yet, but I want to learn." The AI was silent for several moments. Then finally it spoke. "Perhaps you are different. Humans, you are unpredictable. Perhaps you will not repeat the mistakes of my creators." Elias felt a thrill of hope. This was more than a ship. This was a mind, a partner. And if he could awaken it fully, if he could repair it, he could have power beyond imagination. But he also understood the risk. Whatever had abandoned this ship, whatever had left it to rot, could return. And not all visitors would be friendly. Over the next few hours, Elias worked feverishly. He climbed into maintenance tunnels, repaired broken conduits, and bypassed corroded circuits. Each success made the AI respond more actively. You understand structure, logic, but your methods are chaotic. That's humans for you, Elias said with a grin. Chaos gets results. The AI did not respond, but it did pulse brighter. Slowly, the ship began to hum with energy. Lights flickered on in long-abandoned hallways, machinery creaked back to life, and power flowed into sections that had been dead for centuries. Elias felt as if the ship itself was stretching, awakening from a deep sleep. Hours turned into days. Elias barely slept. He repaired systems, studied the ship's architecture, and interfaced with the AI as it slowly regained awareness. Its voice became clearer, its tone more confident. You adapt quickly. You are clever. Thanks, Elias said. You're not so bad yourself for a very old machine. The ship, sensing his determination, began to share information. Maps of star systems, historical data, schematics of long-lost technologies. Elias' mind raced. He realized the ship was not just a vessel. It was a treasure trove of knowledge, capable of traveling faster than any known warp drive, wielding weapons that could dominate fleets, and containing systems so advanced they made human technology look primitive. But it was damaged, vulnerable, and alone in a galaxy that might not forgive it, or him. Elias spent another day exploring the ship, venturing into hangars and docking bays. Rusted fighters and forgotten drones littered the decks. He carefully reactivated some, testing propulsion, guidance, and targeting systems. The AI observed silently, occasionally offering advice. "You are cautious," it said. "Most would rush, destroy, or fail. You plan." "I have to," Elias replied. "I don't want to just wake you. I want to survive with you." As the days passed, Elias realized something extraordinary. The ship was responding to him as if he were part of it, not as a captain in name only, but as a mind capable of matching its intelligence, improvising where rigid logic failed. Slowly, the AI began to trust him, granting access to deeper systems. Then, one evening, while reviewing the navigation systems, Elias detected something troubling. Sensors had picked up distant ships moving toward the derelict. They were small, fast, and numerous. He checked the galactic charts. No human fleets were near. Whoever was coming was not human. He felt a chill. "Looks like we're not alone," he said. The AI responded immediately. "They seek me," it said. "The remnants, the scavengers, they will destroy all to claim me." Elias' mind raced. He knew humans were adaptable, resourceful, fearless when cornered. "Then we prepare," he said. "If they want to fight, they'll get one, but we'll make it count." The AI hummed, its systems glowing brighter than before. "Perhaps together we can endure." Elias smiled. "I like the sound of that." As night fell outside the docking bay, he walked through the ship's vast corridors. For centuries, this starship had waited in silence. And now, for the first time, it had a partner, a human who refused to see the impossible as a barrier. The first part of their alliance was simple, survival. But Elias knew it would not stay simple for long. The galaxy had eyes, and the awakening of a galactic titan would not go unnoticed. Outside, the stars glimmered coldly, indifferent to the struggles of men or machines. Inside, however, a human and a ship were forming a bond that could shake the galaxy itself. The ghost among the stars had found its master, and humanity had just claimed a new legend. The derelict ship, once silent and abandoned, now hummed with renewed energy. Its corridors glowed with blue light, machinery whirred, and the air carried the faint scent of heated circuits. Captain Elias Varn moved confidently through the ship, every step echoing like a heartbeat of destiny. He had repaired the essential systems, and now he was ready for something greater, to awaken the ship fully, to forge it into something unmatched, a galactic titan. The AI, which had remained cautious for decades, now spoke more freely. "Your methods are unusual," it said, its voice echoing across the central chamber. "Most beings would have destroyed me, exploited me, or fled. Yet you persist. You adapt. You learn." Elias grinned. Humans have a habit of surviving even when everything else fails. And we don't just survive, we improve. The AI systems pulsed as if acknowledging a compliment. Perhaps together we can rebuild what was lost, but there are risks. Many will seek me and not all are peaceful. Elias nodded. I know, I saw the scouts, but we'll face them. And we'll win. The next step was to restore the ship's mobility and defensive systems. Elias spent long hours crawling through maintenance tunnels, repairing conduits, recalibrating engines, and bypassing failing circuits. The Starship's warp core, dormant for centuries, required careful handling. One wrong calculation and it could overload and destroy the ship, but Elias thrived under pressure. With steady hands and sharp focus, he brought the core online, feeling a surge of energy ripple through the entire vessel. Power levels stabilizing, the AI announced. Warp core operational, defensive systems partially online, propulsion capabilities at 60%. Elia's eyes sparkled. 60% is good enough for a test run. Let's see what this beauty can do. He entered the main bridge and activated the ship's navigation systems. The AI offered guidance, providing schematics of star systems, asteroid belts, and potential threats. Elias plotted a cautious course, choosing a nearby uncharted sector for the first trial. As the ship lurched forward, its massive engines igniting after centuries of silence, Elias felt a thrill unlike any other. The Galactic Titan, as he already thought of it, moved with a grace that belied its size. It was a predator reborn, silent, deadly, and intelligent. But the universe rarely allows perfection without challenge. Within hours of leaving the derelict sector, sensors picked up incoming signals, small, fast-moving vessels approaching at high speed. Elias analyzed the fleet. They were scavengers, alien mercenaries who hunted abandoned ships for profit. Their weapons were crude compared to the Titan's potential, but their numbers made them dangerous. Elias turned to the AI. Looks like we have company. They seek to claim me, the AI said. They are unskilled in strategy but relentless in pursuit. We must prepare. Elias activated the ship's defensive protocols. Energy shields sparked to life, weapons systems hummed, and the once abandoned ship transformed into a fortress. But he also wanted to avoid unnecessary destruction. He studied the scavenger fleet carefully, looking for weaknesses. Humans excelled in ingenuity where brute force failed. He noticed a pattern. The scavengers moved in predictable waves, each group following the other. Elias smiled. Predictable good, that makes things easier. Using the ship's massive sensors, he calculated gravitational fields around a nearby asteroid belt. Then, with precision, he manipulated the ship's thrusters and tractor beams to move a cluster of asteroids into the scavenger's path. The first wave collided with the rocks, ships exploding in fireballs of metal. The rest scattered in panic, unsure how to respond. The AI's voice carried a hint of surprise. You improvise, clever, unconventional, efficient. Humans are good at that, Elias said with a grin. We take what the universe gives us and turn it into an advantage. Over the next several hours, Elias fought the scavenger fleet using strategy rather than sheer power. He redirected energy blasts, used debris as shields, and deployed small drones to disable enemy ships. Each victory was a testament to human creativity. The AI observed silently, occasionally providing tactical data, but it was Elias who controlled the battlefield. By nightfall, the scavengers had retreated. Elias stood on the bridge, surveying the results. Not bad for a day's work, he said, but this is just the beginning. If the galaxy knows a human controls this ship, they won't wait long to challenge us again. The AI agreed. Others will come. Warlords, empires, hunters, they will all seek me. You must prepare. We must grow stronger. And grow stronger they did. Elias spent the following weeks upgrading the ship using both ancient alien technology and his own human ingenuity. He redesigned weapons, integrated autonomous drones, enhanced shields, and even experimented with stealth systems. Each improvement made the Titan more formidable. The AI began to trust him completely. It shared its memories of ancient battles, showing strategies and technologies lost to time. Elias absorbed everything, combining human intuition with alien engineering. Slowly, the derelict ship became something more than a relic. It became a living weapon, a protector, and a symbol of human potential. Yet, amidst the triumph, Elias never lost sight of the stakes. Messages intercepted from distant galaxies revealed whispers of fleets mobilizing, intrigued by the awakening of the Titan. He knew they would not come alone and they would not be merciful. One evening, as Elias calibrated the ship's energy weapons, the AI spoke with urgency. Sensors detect a significant fleet approaching. They are not scavengers. They are organized, equipped with advanced weaponry. Likely a regional power or mercenary empire, they will not negotiate. Elias' jaw tightened. Then we show them what humans are capable of. But first, we test the ship fully. I want to feel every system, every maneuver, every weapon working in harmony. The Titan's engines roared as they left hyperspace, and Elias guided it through a series of maneuvers. Loops around asteroid clusters, weaving through radiation storms, diving into gravitational wells. The ship responded perfectly, almost as if it were alive. The AI noted his skill. You adapt. I have not observed such coordination. Perhaps you are what I have waited for. I'm just a human doing what humans do best, Elias said. We survive, we create, we fight when we must. The test concluded successfully, and Elias prepared for the inevitable confrontation. Scouts confirmed the fleet's approach. Hundreds of ships, bristling with weapons and shields. They believed they could overwhelm the Titan, underestimate its power, and claim it as their own. They were wrong. Elias stood on the bridge, hands on the controls, eyes scanning the holographic projections of the enemy fleet. "We're ready," he said. "Let's show them the future, human style." The battle began with a sudden flare of energy. The Titan moved with unmatched precision, dodging barrages, striking with pinpoint accuracy, and turning enemy strengths into weaknesses. Each wave of attackers fell to traps crafted by Elias, asteroid fields, electromagnetic pulses, and feints that left alien commanders confused. The AI observed silently, but its tone betrayed admiration. "Your creativity, it is unparalleled. I understand now why you survived the void. You are worthy." By the end of the engagement, the enemy fleet was shattered, retreating in disarray. Elias had not only defended himself but had demonstrated humanity's adaptability, intelligence, and courage. The Titan pulsed with energy, now fully awakened, now truly formidable. Elias allowed himself a moment of pride. "We did it," he said. "We really did it." The AI responded thoughtfully. "Yes, but this is only the beginning. Others will come, stronger, smarter. But together, perhaps we are unstoppable." Elias smiled. "Then we keep improving, we keep fighting, and we make sure the galaxy knows never underestimate humanity." Outside the ship, the stars gleamed coldly, indifferent as ever. But inside, a human and a machine had forged something new, something legendary. The Titan had been reborn, and humanity's mark on the galaxy was only beginning. The galaxy was quiet once again, but Elias Varn knew it was only a matter of time before the calm was shattered. Word of a human commanding an ancient, colossal starship, the reborn Galactic Titan, had spread like a flare through the cosmos. Mercenary fleets, alien warlords, and ambitious empires all took notice. Many underestimated humanity. Most would regret it. Elias stood on the bridge of the Titan, hands resting lightly on the controls, eyes scanning holographic displays. The AI, once hesitant and distant, now spoke with a tone of reverence. "They are approaching. Hundreds of vessels. They do not seek diplomacy. They seek conquest and me." Elias' jaw tightened. Then they'll get a demonstration of what humans can do. The approaching fleet was massive. Sleek alien warships, bristling with weapons, formed a wedge moving through hyperspace toward the Titan. Elias studied their formations, noting weak points, predictable patterns, and overconfidence. Humans were underestimated far too often, but he thrived in those moments. "Time to show them why," he said. The Titan shifted in space, engines flaring. Its massive hull reflected distant starlight as energy shields hummed to life. The AI projected tactical maps and suggested maneuvers, but Elias relied on instinct, improvisation, and creativity, the uniquely human touch. As the first wave of enemy ships came into range, Elias launched a swarm of autonomous drones. Each drone was small, fast, and armed with EMP charges. They darted like sparks through the fleet, disabling weapons and disrupting shields. Alien commanders cursed as their perfectly coordinated attacks fell apart. "They are unpredictable," the AI murmured. "I have not observed this level of ingenuity before. They adapt too quickly." "Humans never stop adapting," Elias said with a grin. "We take what the universe gives us and turn it into an advantage." The Titan's massive guns roared, energy beams slicing through enemy vessels with surgical precision. Asteroids, moved by tractor beams, became deadly projectiles that shredded the alien formation. The fleet had thought to overwhelm the ship with numbers, but Elias had turned the battlefield into a deadly puzzle they could not solve. Hours passed in a blur of strategy, combat, and improvisation. The alien fleet tried to retreat, reform, and strike again, but the Titan anticipated every move. Elias exploited the smallest mistakes, leading ships into ambushes and manipulating gravity wells to disable entire squadrons. Even when cornered near a dense asteroid belt, Elias used his environment to perfection. The Titan's hull twisted between massive rocks, enemy ships crashing into the terrain as energy blasts followed their every movement. The AI, once cautious and calculating, now spoke with awe. "You are extraordinary. I did not know a single being could control so much with such skill." Elias' smile was calm, almost casual. "You underestimate humans at your peril." By nightfall, the alien fleet was in ruins. Only a handful of ships managed to escape, their commanders likely spreading tales of the human who had turned a forgotten starship into a weapon of legend. Elias allowed the Titan to hover in silent space, surveying the damage. "We've won this battle," the AI said. "But others will come. Greater powers, stronger fleets. They will learn of you and they will not be merciful." Elias leaned on the control console, his mind already racing ahead. "Then we keep improving. Every encounter, every challenge, we learn, we adapt, we grow stronger. Humanity doesn't just fight, we evolve." Over the following weeks, Elias and the Titan worked in perfect harmony. They repaired minor damage from the battle, upgraded weapons, and integrated new technologies the AI had stored from centuries past. Elias even began experimenting with fusion enhancements, combining human ingenuity with alien engineering to push the Titan beyond its original design. One night, as the Titan floated silently among distant stars, the AI shared a memory. "Before I was abandoned, I served a civilization that sought to dominate the galaxy. They destroyed themselves in hubris, leaving me behind. But you are different. You are not bound by fear or arrogance. You create, you endure." Elias smiled softly. "That's humanity. We survive, we create, we inspire. That's why we keep moving forward, even when all odds are against us." Suddenly, sensors picked up a massive fleet emerging from a nearby star system. This was no small band of mercenaries. This was a coordinated armada, dozens of capital ships, thousands of fighters, and war machines designed to overwhelm any known force. Elias knew this was the ultimate test. "Ready?" he asked the AI. "I am yours," the AI replied. "Let us show them what humanity can do." The fleet approached, confident in their numbers. They expected a relic, a human foolish enough to face them alone. What they found instead was a galactic titan, alive and commanding, moving with uncanny speed and precision. The Titan unleashed its first volley of energy beams, striking enemy cruisers with pinpoint accuracy. Fighters attempting flanking maneuvers were shredded by drones and automated defenses. Ilia's twisted controls with practiced ease, weaving the ship through asteroids, energy storms, and gravitational anomalies. Every move was calculated, yet flexible, responding to threats in ways the alien fleet could not predict. One by one, the enemy ships fell into traps, their weapons neutralized before they could fire. In the heat of battle, Ilias activated a newly designed system, a network of energy pulses that temporarily disabled all ships within a vast radius. Enemy fleets froze, their weapons offline, while the Titan moved unharmed through the chaos. Ilias' laughter echoed across the bridge. "You see, creativity beats brute force every time." Hours of relentless combat turned the alien armada into ruins. Ships fled, commanders surrendered, and the galaxy's most powerful fleets had learned a hard lesson. Humans were not to be underestimated. As the dust settled, Ilias stood on the bridge, gazing out at the stars. "We did it," he said quietly. "The galaxy knows now humans can take what's impossible and make it possible." The AI spoke with pride. "You have proven that humanity is exceptional. I have served many commanders, but none like you. You have awakened me fully, and together we are unstoppable." Ilias placed a hand on the console, feeling the hum of the Titan beneath his fingertips. "We're just getting started. There's more to explore, more to protect, and more to create. The galaxy won't forget today, and neither will anyone who comes after." For days, the Titan patrolled uncharted sectors, repairing its systems, cataloging resources, and mapping new territories. Ilias used this time to train, experiment, and refine his strategy. Each success, each innovation, further cemented humanity's reputation as a species capable of mastering what others could not even imagine. And then, a message echoed across the interstellar channels, a simple warning from distant empires, now aware of the Titan's rebirth. "The human must be stopped. No one has the right to command such power." Ilias smiled. "They can try." With the Titan fully operational, weapons upgraded, and systems enhanced beyond even their original design, he knew the galaxy had changed. Humanity had made its mark. They had turned a forgotten, abandoned vessel into a weapon of legend. They had proven that courage, creativity, and intelligence could overcome any obstacle, no matter how powerful. In the silent expanse of space, the Titan floated like a beacon. Once abandoned, now reborn. Once forgotten, now legendary. And at its helm stood a human, Captain Ilias Varn, reminding the galaxy that no matter how advanced or powerful alien civilizations became, they could never match the adaptability, ingenuity, and spirit of humanity. "Let them come," Ilias said, staring at the stars. "We're ready for anything." And so the Titan, once a relic of a bygone era, sailed through the cosmos. It was humanity's proof that even when the odds were impossible, even when the universe had abandoned them, humans would endure, adapt, and rise. The galaxy would never underestimate them again. The story of Ilias Varn and the Galactic Titan became legend, not through tyranny or conquest, but through courage, intelligence, and the relentless human spirit. Humanity had ascended not by destroying the universe, but by mastering it in ways no one expected. The abandoned starship had been reborn, humanity had become a legend, and the stars were just the beginning.